Walt Whitman, Leaves of Grass, the real story. The night hung heavy over the streets of Brooklyn. Smoke from the factories curled into the sky like dark veins against the moon. On a corner, a young boy clutched a bundle of newspapers, his voice sharp and insistent. New York Herald. Fresh news. New poems. That boy was Walt Whitman, son of a poor carpenter. His clothes were worn, his hands rough, but his eyes carried a fire, the fire of words yet to be written, a vision yet to be spoken. The beginning, poverty and dreams. Walt's father worked with wood, but never escaped debt. His family lived in constant struggle. Walt left school early, but the world became his classroom. He roamed the docks, the markets, the alleys of Brooklyn, listening to the Irish immigrants mourning their homeland, the African workers singing on the streets, the sailors shouting across the wharves. One day at the harbor, he overheard a dock worker whisper broken English about his memories of Ireland. Walt thought, this is America, thousands of dreams carried in one body, one soil. But who will tell their story, who will sing their song? That question was the birth of the poet. The first book, Leaves of Grass. In 1855, with his meager savings, Walt self-published a small book. Just 12 poems. Its title, Leaves of Grass. It was unlike anything America had seen. There were no kings, no castles, no borrowed voices from Europe. Instead, it was the heartbeat of farmers, mechanics, lovers, slaves, immigrants, the raw pulse of democracy. He wrote, I am the smell of the worker's hands, the glow of the farmer's sweat, the song of this soil called America. The reaction, hatred and praise. The book sent shockwaves. Some critics called it obscene, vulgar, unfit for society. Others accused him of tearing apart the fabric of poetry itself. But a few saw the truth. Ralph Waldo Emerson, America's great thinker, wrote Whitman a letter of praise, I greet you at the beginning of a great career. Walt, once a poor printer's boy, was now standing at the edge of America's literary stage alone, but unshaken. The Civil War, the poet wounded by the nation's wound. Then came 1861. The Civil War tore America into two bleeding halves. Walt's younger brother joined the Union Army. Hearing of soldiers wounded and dying, Walt left for the battlefields not with a rifle, but with his hands and his words. He worked in hospitals, sitting beside thousands of soldiers, writing letters to their families, holding their hands, whispering comfort. A fellow nurse asked him, why are you here? You're a poet, not a soldier. Whitman replied, a poet must feel the wounds of the people. Without their pain, my words would be empty. The war scarred him, but it also deepened his voice. His poems now carried not just dreams, but the blood and sacrifice of a nation. An unexpected turn. After the war, Whitman earned a small government job. But his free spirit and unfiltered writing drew suspicion. Officials dismissed him. Poverty returned. Yet Walt refused to surrender. He continued writing by lamplight in his small room, shaping the noise of trains, the cries of immigrants, the rhythm of America itself into verse. His words were no longer just poetry, they were America breathing through ink. Old age and solitude. In his later years, a stroke left him partially paralyzed. He moved to a modest home in Camden, New Jersey. The furniture was sparse, his body weak, but his eyes still glowed with the same fire. Young poets and admirers visited him. They sat at his feet, eager for guidance. Walt would smile and say, Leaves of Grass is not my body, it is my soul. As long as this book lives, I live. The Final Day. On a cold evening in 1892, Walt Whitman breathed his last. His death left silence, but his legacy thundered on. At his grave, a laborer spoke words that captured everything Whitman had been. He was one of us, but his words made him immortal. The legacy, a voice that never dies. Walt Whitman's story is not just the tale of a poet. It is the story of America itself, a land of immigrants, of workers, of dreamers, of wounds and healing. Leaves of Grass remains more than a book. It is a testimony that the common man's voice, once written with honesty and fire, never dies.